Here comes the pain. Although this phrase was originally one created to describe Brock Lesnar in his early days in WWE, it is now more closely associated with a video game made back in 2003 for the PlayStation 2. This video game was the last entry in the SmackDown series and was a great way to go out as the time period of WWE, along with the strides made in earlier titles, as well as great creativity from developers, combined to make a near perfect video game. And so today I want to go through the top 10 reasons why I think Here Comes the Pain is the greatest wrestling game of all time. Up first for number 10, we got the roster. Now this roster was legendary. It had a great mix of Attitude Era stars like Rock, Austin, Undertaker, and Goldberg, early Ruthless Aggression Era stars like Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Brock Lesnar, and future rising stars like John Cena, Batista, and Randy Orton. Not only that, but there was even a good women's roster at the time, with stars like Lita, Trish, and Sable. There were so many good names, it's hard to mention them all. And what a mix of styles too. From high flyers like Mysterio and Guerrero, to massive hosses like Big Show, and a finally unmasked Kane, and everything in between. They even introduced legends in this game, so you can play as greats like Jimmy Snuka, the Road Warriors, and Sergeant Slaughter. So many great wrestlers to choose from, and any wrestlers that are missing can easily be made in the Create a Wrestler mode. Then for number 9, we got the match types. And Here Comes the Pain has nearly every match a wrestling fan could want. From a normal one-on-one singles match, to bloody hardcore matches, tag team, TLC, and ladder matches, and even the ability to combine multiple matches into a 3 stages of hell match. There's even a bra and panties match if you're into that kind of thing. Not to mention the fact that the Hell in a Cell match has been vastly improved in this game. The First Blood match was introduced, and the beloved Elimination Chamber match was finally put into video game form. There are just so many good matches to choose from, and it doesn't seem like any amazing match types are missing. Then for number 8, we got Backstage and Hardcore environments. In addition to the match types, there are new environments you get to fight in, specifically in hardcore matches. Now this might be my favorite part of the game, as you can go batshit crazy in this mode. If you want to use a forklift to dump boxes on your opponent's head, go ahead. If you want to throw your opponent through a wall into a bathroom, go ahead. If you want to drag your opponent with your hand while riding a motorcycle, go ahead. You can even fight in Times Square, where you get to climb up buildings and do crazy moves and jump off of a literal helicopter onto your opponent. What other wrestling game lets you do that? Then for number 7, we got no commentary. Now this one may be a bit controversial, but video game wrestling commentary has always been bad. I don't know exactly why, but it has never been good. So it was a breath of fresh air when THQ decided to just screw it and put in some metal music and let you listen to each crunch, slam, and crack of the moves instead of hearing JR repeat the same lines 5 times over. Next is what I think is the most underrated aspect of Here Comes the Pain. So at number 6, we got the animations and camera cuts. As every single move seems like it kills the wrestler you're facing, and it makes you feel like a badass. The bounce of every wrestler after they are hit by a move in this game is incomparable to any other game. A great YouTuber by the name of Wizeban put the finishing moves of Here Comes the Pain next to those of 2K20 just to show how much more impactful the ones in Here Comes the Pain look. Not to mention the better camera cuts and effects from a game made 18 years before 2K20. To put it simply, wrestling moves in Here Comes the Pain hit different. Then at number 5, we got the movesets. Because along with the bone crunching and spine busting feel of each move, there are a ton of moves to actually use. In addition to running strikes, finishers, and high flying moves from the top rope, there are 16 unique grapple moves separated into 4 different categories. Quick grapples, submissions, power moves, and signatures, depending on which direction you hold the D-pad or control stick in. This causes each character to have their own unique set of moves and makes it so that each wrestler on this great roster feels different from the next and just like the wrestler you see on TV. Next for number 4, we got the visuals and graphics. And while this game is from 2003, so while some wrestlers don't necessarily look super realistic, I think most wrestler models are very memorable in this game and do the job well given the limitations of the time. Just look at Brock Lesnar's massive model. Sure, he may look like a roided up balloon, but didn't Brock Lesnar look like that anyways in 2003? I just feel like each model perfectly personifies the wrestler they represent and looks far better than any game from the previous years. Aside from Eric Bischoff, of course. Then at number 3, we got the stages. And these stages are from an era when WWE had different stages for each show, not just different LED lights like today. Great stages from 2003 like Bad Blood, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania 19, as well as the beloved Raw and SmackDown stages, including of course the great SmackDown Fist, make every arena unique and great to fight in Here Comes the Pain. Then we got the best part of this game by far. At number 2, we got the season mode. If you didn't know, the season mode is basically the story of this game, and boy are there stories. With nearly 3 hours of cutscenes and the ability to choose any wrestler or make your own, go on either brand and choose which wrestler is on each brand, choose factions and tag teams, and just have the time of your life in this mode, whether you're chasing for a championship, having a blood feud, trying to stay at the top of the mountain, or even just talk to people backstage. This season mode is hours upon hours of fun content for any wrestling fan. And finally, at number 1, I have the ease of entry. Because isn't that what matters in a fun video game like this? You can just pick up a controller, even if you don't know much about wrestling, and you can sit down with a friend and just start mashing buttons and having a great time. That ease of entry, combined with the depth of the game with things like limb targeting and the 4 types of grapples I mentioned earlier, make Here Comes the Pain great for a first wrestling game or a 20th. No matter what kind of wrestling fan or just video game fan you are, the greatness of Here Comes the Pain shines through in its amazing features. Whether you're talking about its amazing roster, crazy match types, the season mode, or just picking up a controller to jump off a helicopter, it is without a doubt the greatest wrestling game of all time. With that, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you like this video, and maybe even share it with your friends. I'll see you guys next time.